Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. Today we're talking skincare empties. I love these videos. I know you guys too, where I get to share with you all the skincare that I've emptied in the last couple of months and share all of my opinions from start to finish. So if you guys are so ready, give the video a big thumbs up and let's dive right in. So let's start off with cleansers first. This is the Krave Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser. Now, if you've been a fan of my channel for a couple of years, you know this was my main cleansing squeeze in like 2019. I fell really hard in love with this cleanser, and I did buy a bunch of them a couple of years ago and just slowly been emptying them. This was the last of them. I was like, don't expire. I believe they've updated the packaging on this, I think it's changed, but anyways, it's still the same old goodness inside. What I really like about this is just so gentle. It has that really pleasing jelly texture to it with the little matcha green tea bits inside of it, which is just really nice and refreshing, and it's a really wonderful cleansing experience. This is very gentle on the skin, but it's a really nice effective cleanse. There's not really much else I can say about it. It is a great product from Krave, and I love that bouncy texture. It's really fun. This is the Roche Posay Purifying Foaming Cleanser from the Toleraine line. Now, this is a cleanser that's a little bit more geared towards oily skin types. The other cleansers in the Toleraine line tend to be a little bit more on the moisturizing kind of creamy side, which I absolutely love those. But this is a little bit more for oily skin types or those who just don't want a really moisturizing cleanser. This was okay. It's a huge cleanser. It's a good value. I did use it up. I had this shower side for a really long time. I love the pump bottle mechanism on this, but I just have to say I wasn't super impressed with it. It's just a very basic, very gentle gel cleanser. But hey, this is a clinical French pharmacy brand. It is about being very straightforward and solid, and this delivers on that. So this is the Paula's Choice Ultra Gentle Cleanser, and this is part of their Renewed Calm line. Now, I really liked this cleanser a lot. It's the right balance between very gentle, slightly moisturizing, and effective and foaming. And that's where what my skin really seems to appreciate. I like a little balance of both. I like effective cleansers, but I like them to be gentle, maybe even slightly moisturizing. That's what this brings. I enjoyed it down to the last drop. Now, I have used another cleanser from Paula's Choice. I cannot right now for the life of me recall what the heck it's called. The names of Paula's Choice products always tend to escape my brain. It's that kind of pinkish red bottle, and I know I've talked about it on my channel before. That cleanser. So it has the exact same packaging. That's why I'm bringing it up, because in a previous empties video, probably a year ago, I talked about that cleanser and how I did not like this cap. It's the same packaging. It's the same issue with this. Because this is a flip top cap and you squeeze out the product, once you get to the bottom of this, it's really hard to squeeze it out because you really have to turn it upside down and shake it. So really the natural thing to do would be to just put it on the countertop like this so that the product is at the bottom. Well, when you do that, it actually leaks out. It's a very leaky type of mechanism, and so this always leaves a soapy, scummy ring on the counter, or it leaks out. It's just kind of messy, and I just don't really appreciate the packaging of this particular product, but I love what was inside. Good to the last drop, but yeah, I don't love this packaging. So this is the Sandra Lee MD Salicylic Acid Cleanser. So this is the line from Sandra Lee, who is Dr. Pimple Popper. I was actually sent a bunch of the products from this line a while ago, and I'm not a fan of this line. I have shared with you that I just don't find it really impressive across the board. Now this product, let me tell you, I did empty it, but it was kind of kind of an empty because I do get sent a lot of stuff and I really dislike the amount of waste that can create. I really do try to use even products that I wouldn't necessarily share on my channel or that I would necessarily use on my face. I'm always trying to use them up in creative ways. I do break out on my back quite a bit, and so a salicylic face cleanser like this is a great addition to my shower routine just for my back alone. And I'm glad that I was yeah, I'm not going to use this on my face. I'm just going to use this on my body. I'm glad that I decided that, because the very first time I used this, the smell of this cleanser was really surprising to me because it smells like menthol. And that is actually an ingredient in this cleanser. Menthol and eucalyptus essential oil is in here. Good news, the salicylic acid, it works. It helps keep breakouts at bay. But the bad news here on this is, like, I just don't think that those are really great ingredients to add into any skincare products. Menthol in a facial cleanser, you know how I feel about essential oils. That's a personal thing. That's my own skin sensitivity. But I do have to say, just like a greater critique of this ingredients list, I'm really surprised that a dermatologist would put these types of ingredients in a face wash. And that's kind of how I feel overall about the product line. It's not very impressive. There's not a lot. I just don't feel like the formulations here are very well thought out, or even curated in a way that feels thoughtful, honestly. Menthol and eucalyptus oil in an exfoliating cleanser like this, it feels very 90s to me. It does not feel innovative. It does not feel of the moment. It doesn't feel sophisticated. So this is the Community 66 Hydrating Cream Cleanser. This is a newer brand that launched at Sephora last year, I think. And it's been very hit or miss for me. On the whole, I am just like okay about this brand. I'm not super duper impressed with it, but I did actually really enjoy this cleanser. But it is just a cleanser at the end of the day. It's very much similar to the Polish Choice, where you get that good balance between foaming cleanser and like a milky moisturizing type of creamy texture. This isn't full-on moisturizing. It's a nice hybrid between the two. And that's something that my skin really, really enjoys. Is it unique these days? No, there's so many skincare products available, right? Even within this grouping of Empties, I've found a similar product, right? So is it unique? No, not necessarily. The brand itself is solid. They do offer fragrance-free options, but I haven't been overall impressed with them. All right, let's talk toners and essences. So this is the AmorePacific Vintage Single Extract Essence. And I always feel this like push and pull when I talk about this product, because I absolutely love the product. I absolutely hate the price. And I always feel, like I said, like that kind of split feeling when I talk about it on my channel, because I know that there's a group of people that luxury skincare products, not, it's something they love and it's not that big of a deal. And for other people, it's like, we're never going to be able to afford it, right? It's just so out of reach. This is like nearly $200 for this essence. And I kind of laugh a little bit because it's just like, that is a lot of money. And so, like I said, it's a push and pull. But if we're just going to focus on the product itself is very, very good. It's very good. This is a single extract essence focused on green tea. So it's all green tea, and it is premium green tea. It is highly concentrated green tea. That's not super easy to find in skincare. That is actually the driving force behind the price of this product. Some AmorePacific products, I cannot figure out why they're so expensive. But with this product, I can understand it. What I notice is a really healthy radiance to my skin. And I will say this is a premium, high quality green tea product, but I've experienced that with, if you will, lower quality or lesser concentrations of green tea in skincare. You don't have to pay that much to get those benefits, but it's just so like supercharged in this type of product because it's just such high quality. The antioxidant content here is really high. The protective abilities of this, my skin is just healthier. It just really thrives on this essence. I do notice with this high concentration of fermented tea as well that it really helps to refine texture and pores on my skin, which is not really a benefit that you would associate with green tea. But because it's so concentrated and so fermented, I think that is why it is just helping overall with the health of the skin. It is a great supportive product. And so for many of us, $200 for a supportive product is not worth it. That's kind of where I feel the push and pull. Because is it an essential part of my routine? No. When I use it, do I see the benefits? Yeah. Do I understand the product and appreciate it? Yes. But is it vital? No. So occasionally you'll see it on my channel because I think this is a great product, but it's, you know, it's not always something that works in my lifestyle or in my budget. So Dr. Ceuracle Vegan Kombucha Tea Essence, you know I absolutely love this. This is something that is truly become a staple in my skincare routine. And what a great follow-up to the AmorePacific green tea essence, because this also features tea as a main ingredient. And this is also something that always gives my skin that really healthy, vibrant kind of radiance to it. What I like about this one too is that really beautiful balance between the hydrating tea portion, and then we get, as you can see, the remnants of the creamy milky portion on top. It is such a fun essence to shake it up, to mix it together, and it feels so silky and so creamy on the skin, and it's just exactly what my combo skin needs. It's the best of both worlds, and it's just the right amount of moisture. My skin really drinks this up. When I don't have it in my routine, I do miss it. It does make room for some other stuff so I can test other things, but generally this is one of my most purchased products, at least in my like current skincare era. You know, you see this time and time again. I don't actually have a backup yet, but don't be surprised if you see it in my routines shortly, because I probably will purchase this again, especially because I emptied a few other things. So I feel good about making a purchase when I have cleared out extra skincare in my routine. So this is the Round Lab 1025 Dokdo toner. I'm pretty sure this was in the very last Empties video, and I emptied another one. These bottles are kind of small. It's about 200 milliliters, so I think they sell a bigger size. I should invest in that next time. But this is definitely a top favorite toner. It's really watery, it's really light, but it has that surprising ability to dive deeper into the skin and really replenish it. And that's exactly what my skin craves. It's kind of, you know, not everybody needs that real deep, like super hydrating effect. But if you do suffer with a lot of dehydration or imbalance in your skin, you may be seeking that. And it is kind of like finding a unicorn, you know what I mean? Within all the amazing toners that are available to us today, that very specific sensation of like so much hydration, but in a lighter format, harder to find. This is one of them. Definitely, like I said before, a top toner product for me. So the Cerave Hydrating Toner, which you know is a favorite of mine. I started using, not this bottle, but I started using the Cerave toner last spring, and it's kind of been with me ever since then. I've just really enjoyed it. It's very affordable. It's available at my local drugstore. I absolutely love that. Not too much to say, you know, else besides that. I do slam through the bottles pretty quickly, but it's just the right amount of hydration and replenishment for my skin. I like that they build in the barrier supportive ingredients in the toner too, but a surprisingly non-Korean hydrating toner. Cerave really did a good one when they made this product. So oddly, I only have one serum to share with you. I don't really know how that happened, but I guess I've just been bouncing around between a lot of different serums recently. So the one that I did empty though is the Beauty of Joseon Glow Serum. It's the Propolis and Niacinamide one. And you know, I love this for breakouts, which was something I was struggling with a lot back in like the February time period. And so that's where I emptied this one, because this is such a great gentle product for breakouts. It has some exfoliating benefits with betaine salicylate. Propolis is really soothing. It's antibacterial. It's anti-inflammation. The niacinamide helps with the hyperpigmentation that I am always left with after a breakout. And there's some tamano oil in here too. It is kind of a more moisturizing gel texture, which I don't think is going to work for everyone, quite honestly. And sometimes it doesn't always play well with every single product I put with it, but like this is such a star to me, you know what I mean? That like I build the rest of my routine around this product instead of vice versa, right? So like I will accommodate the more moisturizing gel texture of this because the benefits of this are like just so good. When I'm starting to break out, I start using this. In just a few days, I can see that the pimples are starting to just be less severe. It's just a really beautiful combination that's still gentle enough for sensitive skin. So I have two oil empties. First is the Purito Play Net Squalane Oil, and the second is the Stratia Fortify oil. Now these are two favorite oils of mine. The Purito Squalane, it's just 100% squalane oil, and this is probably one of the lightest weight oils that you can use, right next to rosehip oil. They have a very light texture. They're not really thick on the skin, and so squalane is something that I use more in the summertime, warmer months. It's something I use a lot like on my hands because I don't want super thick oil on my hands, but sometimes I need that moisture boost. So I find this to be very flexible in that. There's not too much to say because it's like once you have a 100% oil, they're all pretty much the same in my personal opinion. But if you wanted like a K-beauty oil, this would be a great one to pick up, especially if you like lighter oils. I generally prefer something a little bit more medium weight most of the year, and that's where Fortify comes in. I've emptied so many bottles of this. This is a really beautiful blend of multiple oils using omega-3, 6, and 9 fatty acids. And the more complex blend here really helps with my skin barrier. Omega-3, 6, and 9 fatty acids are really helpful for strengthening up your skin. And so I find this blend to be a little bit more beneficial for my particular skin type than just like a plain 100% like squalane oil. So this is a little bit more medium weight, a little bit more moisturizing. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a really good example of how like two different oils can play different ways in different seasons in your skincare routine. All right, let's talk eye creams. So the first empty is the Wishful Eye Lift and Contour Bakuchiol Eye Serum. Now, this is actually something I really enjoyed, and I didn't think I was going to because Wishful is a real hit or miss brand for me. It is part of Huda Beauty, and generally they do use fragrance and essential oils in their skincare line. So a lot of the products just don't like match well with my skin type. But this eye serum really is what it is. Really surprised me. It doesn't contain any fragrances. There's no drying alcohol. There's no essential oils in here. This is kind of cool because this is actually like, this is a refillable product. So I do actually have the box here because it came with a refill, which I think is great. So this actually lasted me quite a bit because what I'm talking about here empty wise is 2 empty canisters here. So I use this product twice essentially. And what I really like about this, like I said, the refill, you just do that. You just, what's the word? Twist. You twist it from the bottom and then you just push up and then you have like the little metal applicator, which feels really refreshing. I don't know if it does a ton for your skin, but it feels really refreshing to apply, and you can just like tap in the serum, and it is a very light serum-y type of texture that just absorbs really quickly in the skin. Really beautiful hydrating eye serum, keeps everything really nicely hydrated and really bright. I think that's where the secret of like the secret powers of this product lie. I'm a fan of this. I'd like to get some more refills for this because it's actually that really nice texture, especially for warmer weather. So I think I'll be like missing this when it really starts to get warm soon. So another empty that I really enjoyed eye cream, it's the Paula's Choice C5 Superboost eye cream. I have raved about this already before and talk about brightening. You know, this has 5% of stabilized vitamin C, which I think is just the right amount for around the eyes, especially for me. I can't tolerate a lot of ascorbic acid on my skin. I can do like a couple applications like in a week and I'll be okay, and then that like 4th application the next week my skin is on fire. So I can't use a lot of ascorbic acid, unfortunately. But it is a really beautiful ingredient for the eye area, especially with the collagen stimulation, the antioxidant protection, and the brightening abilities. So I love that they use this like a lower percentage, which is more appropriate for the eye area, with a stabilized form, which seems to agree with my sensitive skin a lot better than the pure form of ascorbic acid. Superpowers here, really that brightening effect is really nice and strong. And I did notice, like I said, I don't have a ton of work to do in the under eye area, but a little bit. And I think it did help with a little bit of firmness too. But overall, it's just a really great ingredient to build into an eye cream. I just like that they did it in a gentler format. And I emptied another Pyunkang Black Tea Time Reverse eye cream. I mean, you know, I've used this for so many years, and you've seen this on multiple empty videos. I don't really know what else I can say about this. It's clearly a staple for me and something I go back to a lot. I do have another one somewhere. I have a lot of eye cream products that I'm trying to work through. As you notice, I worked through quite a few this round of empties. I have a few more that I want to empty before I empty or open up the other one of this, but like this is a really solid moisturizing and well-aging K-Beauty eye cream. So I'm still going strong with my Agency Future formula. You know, this is how I get my tretinoin into my skincare routine. If you're familiar with the subscription process with this, they send you a new bottle every like 3 months. And so I might have had another bottle in this cycle of empties. I can't really remember, but I don't know why I never think to put these in my empties basket that I have in my linen closet. I usually just like toss it and then I will open up the new one, and I don't know why I do that. So I might have had another one in this period of time. I'm not really sure, but I do use this. I'm at about every other night right now, and my skin's doing really well with it. I'm thinking about upping the percentage. I'm at 0.35% right now. I'm thinking about going up to 0.5, but I'm not sure because I actually tried that last year and it didn't turn out very well. So we'll see. But otherwise, I'm super happy with this, and I have it as a regular staple in my routine. So the Illiyoon Ceramide 8.0 Concentrate Cream, my love. You know, many years I've loved this cream. Recently reformulated in the last year or 2 years now it's been. And I told you when I did the updated renewed video review of this, I told you that the texture had changed so much. It had become much richer and more emollient that I couldn't see this being my like year-round moisturizer anymore. And that's exactly what came true. I think I did that video in the springtime, and this was not part of my summertime routines. It's just a little bit too rich. Just a little bit too rich for that time. And then the winter came around and I was like, Illiyoon, yes, my savior. And it's like the perfect thing for my skin, because in the summertime, I'm a little bit more traditionally combo, maybe slightly more combo oily. In the wintertime, I am combo almost straight up dry. And so it's great in a way as a skincare reviewer where my skin type changes throughout the year, because it allows me to try a bigger variety of products than if my skin type stayed the same. But it can also be very confusing at the same time. But all that being said, the richer formula of this is perfect for my skin in winter time. And so that's how I emptied this up. We're at the beginning of spring now. This has been empty for a while. And I have to say, this is the bottle that just kept on giving. I was like, it's going to be empty soon. And then I'd still get more out. I was like, it's going to be empty soon. I'm like, still get more out. I'm like, it's going to be empty soon. I could still do it. And I bet like a little bit actually might have even, no, I thought some came out. It was just air. Like maybe some more can come out if I, and I might do it, but if I open this up with some scissors, I could probably scoop out a couple more applications too. This is the Iunik Black Snail Restore Cream, and I've had this for a while. I had just the tiniest little bit left, so use that up. And this is a really great hydrating, plumping, but also moisturizing cream. It's not really rich. It's not really greasy or anything. It's not overly emollient. It's actually really great for combination skin. And if you do have dehydration, I really like this one, especially like in the summertime. Like I was saying earlier, even when my skin is oily in the summer, I still need a little bit of that hug it in quality to fight dehydration. And that's exactly what this brings me. And that's really where I like to use this cream, is more in like warmer, humid weather. But I have had this hanging around forever and there's just the tiniest bit left. So I just used it up. And I actually have a new fresh bottle. And I kind of like renewed my appreciation for this cream and how balancing it is and how it brings both of those elements into the skin in the right amount of like, yeah, balance is really the best word to describe this cream. Now I have another product from Iunik that I also emptied, and I have to say, wow, I am like so proud of myself for emptying this. This is the Propolis Vitamin Sleeping Mask. And the only reason I'm saying like, wow, is because it takes me for freaking ever to empty sleeping masks, because I can be very like, what's the word, flaky with using them, because like sometimes I'll be like, yeah, I'll use it like every night, and then there'll be times where I like a whole month will go by and I won't even use a sleeping mask because I just don't even think about them. They're just so extra for me that I just don't always think about them, I guess. And so the fact that I emptied them is huge. And you know, this is one of my favorite sleeping masks. This is something that I recommend a lot on my channel because of the brightening effect it gives to the skin. And I really appreciate the texture here too, because it's ointmenty. It's like an ointment. It's got an ointment-like feel to it, a balmy type of feel to it. So it's very occlusive and it seals things in, but it's not as occlusive and it's not as thick or as inelegant as a Vaseline or an Aquaphor. So it really achieves that slugging effect in a more elegant way with a better benefit, because not only did you like seal in hydration and moisture, but you get the brightening benefit from the propolis and the sea buckthorn in here. So one of my favorites. It just takes me forever to empty these. All right, so sunscreens. I have 2 to share with you. Another empty, another one bites the dust, the Beauty of Joseon Rice and Probiotics sunscreen. And then I have an empty of the daily go-to sunscreen from Purito. So Beauty of Joseon, this is my wintertime sunscreen. I almost called it a moisturizer because that's exactly the key word here, moisture. This is a more moisturizing type of sunscreen, and that's why I really like it in the winter, because I'll take any extra moisture in my routine where I can get it when my skin is feeling so dry. So that's why I've emptied so many of them this winter, because I think this is the second empty of this one. You know I love it. Now let's talk about the Purito, because I haven't talked about this in a while. This is the daily go-to sunscreen, the hybrid sunscreen from Purito. So this has titanium dioxide and then I think it's like 3 new generation chemical filters. Very, very minimal white cast on this. I can get away with that in the winter because I lose all my color in the winter because it's so dark and dreary where I live for like 4 months. So I can get away with that because I don't have any color in my skin. It's going to show up a little bit more as the spring and the summer progress. I cannot do mineral sunscreens. It just looks really gross on my skin tone. But this one, the white cast is very minimal on this. And I have to say there's even a tiny bit of one with Beauty of Joseon. So these are the right times to use these types of sunscreens. So let's switch over to body care products. This is the Odeli Ultra Sensitive Body Wash. And it's not impossible these days. I think there's more and more options for those who like to go fragrance free in their skincare products, right? Or body products. It's not impossible, but I still find it tricky. And even just a few years ago, it was really hard to find body wash that didn't have fragrance. So this is a really nice solution. Odeli is a brand that launched at Target, I think just like a year ago. And they do also have some fragrance-free shampoo and conditioner. This particular one I think is certified by the National Eczema Society. So this is really very, very gentle, but it's effective. It gets the job done. So that's something that I really enjoyed. And then I do have 2 empties of the Lipicar moisturizer, the balm from La Roche Posay. Triple Repair Moisturizing Cream is the new name in North America. I don't know why they changed the name. I find it like even more confusing. Or Lipicar Balm AP+. This bottle I actually bought when I was in Greece, so this is the European version. So that's why it's 2 different names. I swear it's the same formula. Love, love, love this. This is my main go-to body moisturizer, but when my face is very, very dry, I will put this on as my face moisturizer too. It can be used either way. It's just very, very moisturizing and it's quite thick. So for my face, it's not always the right choice. But for my body, my skin is very classically dry. Perfect. Love it. I go through so many bottles. So pimple patches, Cosrx Master Pimple Patch, Master Patch. These are probably some of the most affordable pimple patches you can get in K-Beauty. They're like $3 for this, 24 patches. It seems like you don't get a lot because the sheet is so small, but they do last. It's a good amount. And I like that they have multiple sizes. Now Swanee Cocoa, the AC hydrocolloid dressing, I think these are the exact same like manufacturer and everything as the Cosrx because it's the exact same thing. It's the same amount. It's the same sheet. It's the same, I think it was the same sizes even. Everything about it was very similar. And I like both. They stick to the skin really well, which is important. The other product I wanted to show you is the Benton Goodbye Redness Centella sheet mask. I buy them in the box and I finally emptied the box. It took me a while this time because sheet masks, I don't know. I've not been in the sheet masking mood in the last, I would say almost like a year. I do them, but just not as frequently as I used to. And so I really do stick to the same handful of sheet masks over and over. And this is the one that like I will buy in bulk because it is just so darn good. The centella is so calming. It's so soothing. It's great for, as exactly the name says, redness. It reduces inflammation and redness. It's actually really helpful for active acne. It helps to calm that down, but it's just so freaking hydrating too. Like it just is so juicy. Benton makes the best sheet masks in my opinion. Okay, that was a really mixed bag of empties, wasn't it? There was like some good ones and some bad ones. So it was a nice mix though. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I always feel really accomplished, not just when I empty the products, but like when I do the video, I feel so accomplished. I love emptying skincare, and I'm curious if you've emptied anything recently. Let me know, good or bad, all the skincare empties in the comments. Now, if you watched this whole video, and it was kind of long, right? But you made it this far and you haven't hit subscribe yet, don't go. I would really love it if you would hit subscribe and join our community. I do release a lot of new videos all about skincare with a focus on sensitive skin, with a focus on fragrance-free products, with a big focus on K-beauty products. So come join the community and turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I hope you are healthy, you are happy, you are safe, and thank you for being here with me today and sharing in the empty goodness. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.